I haven't cold called anyone since 2017. No expireds, no FISBOs, no circle prospecting, no door knocking for that matter. None of it. Here's the thing. I didn't just stop doing it. I actually blossomed by not doing it. My business blew up. My business freaking exploded when I stopped cold calling. I will never forget. I was sitting in a room with 100 other agents and we were all calling expireds. And this man said something that changed my life forever. He said, "You are the 15th person to call me since 8 o'clock this morning. You people are vultures. Kindly go jump off a cliff." And it was like they hate receiving those phone calls as much as I hated making them. So I went back to the office and I'm like, never again. I will never, ever, ever do that again. And I haven't. And I'm so happy about it. And I spend all of my days trying to convince other real estate agents that you don't need to cold call. You don't need to do things that you despise to the very depths of your soul. You hate doing it. We don't like it. And it's not effective because when my phone rings these days, it says scam risk, spam risk, telemarketer, right? All of that shows up right on caller ID. And so when people see you calling them, they don't answer the phone anymore. So let me show you some proof of what I'm talking about. So these are emails that I had back in the day when I was still in production, where these are all leads that came from my website. So my website, whenever somebody fills out a form, they send you an email. Here's your new lead. And this, so far, everything that I'm showing you is all within June of 2020. Now we finally moved on to July. So we're getting lots and lots and lots of leads all the time. And then I can also show you what it looks like when they come in through my website, which is really exciting. So I got to pull that tab up. And here we go. So when I log into the back end of my website, this one right here was a particular one. It was called, what was it called? It was called Down Payment and Options. So I did a video about if you're thinking about buying your first investment property ever, where are you coming up with the money for the down payment for this property? Like if you don't have 20% saved to buy an investment property, or 25% or 30% or whatever it is that they're requiring, what are some creative ways to come up with a down payment? So that was that one. I made that video and then posted the link in the comments of the video. This one was, do you want to get a list of custom home builders in our area? Not the, cookie cutter vinyl siding houses. These are custom builders that will make you exactly what you want. What about you looking for a deal? You want to buy an investment property, an REO property. You want to buy a bank foreclosure. That was these. What about, here was one. If you're thinking about relocating to the Bluffton, South Carolina area, these were all people that filled out that form. So this works extremely well where you make some sort of offer to them like, hey, I have this thing that will help you. And then you send them to your website and they have to fill out a form to get it. So they give you their contact information in exchange. You get an email that says you have a new lead. They go into your CRM. Now you can follow up with them. It works beautifully. So my goal today is to help you understand how you can replace cold calling with a much smarter system. You can do exactly the same thing, even if you're not very techie and even if you don't have any leads right now. So I know that you've been told that you got to call people for 2 hours a day. You got to call your sphere. You've got to call around your new listing. You've got to call around the just solds. You've got to do all of this outbound prospecting. And if you're not on the phone, you're not working. And that's the only way to get clients is to interrupt strangers all day and beg for business. But here's the truth. Those people do not look forward to your phone call. They do not want to even answer your phone call because on your phone, it says, telemarketer, scam likely, spam caller. It says all of that stuff. And if they don't recognize the number, they don't want to pick it up. Even when it's my local area code, I'm always suspicious that it's a telemarketer because they now know how to spoof my area code and make me think that they're a local business when clearly they are not. So when you can get somebody who comes to you first, good clients don't need to be convinced of your value. They don't need to be convinced why they should work with a real estate agent or why they should hire you. That's what a good funnel does. So I want to talk to you today about what you can stop doing and do something else instead. So what if we decided that we wanted to just build a funnel? So again, let me show you how my website works. Now remember, it doesn't have to be my exact website. It doesn't matter at all. It just needs to be a website where you can make this kind of thing happen. So on my particular website, I would go here to something called a squeeze. I'm going to create a squeeze page, which is the same thing as a landing page. It is simply a page with a form. So I'm going to squeeze their contact information out of them in order to give them this piece of information that they wanted. It can be a PDF guide. It can be a video. It could be a video series. If you want something like a good looking ebook that has a very specific, it's not just a buyer's guide or just a seller's guide. In fact, I have a whole set of 24 of them that I sell on my website. I'll leave the link down below. I normally charge $49 for the 24, but I'm running a special right now. So I'll leave the discounted link where you can get it half price. And you just take these templates, you go into Canva, you put your branding on it, your information on it, download it as PDF, done. We don't need to spend 3 weeks making one of these things if we haven't already. And then we need to pick one of the templates. So what do we want it to look like? And I find the simpler, the better, honestly. If I can get you to just put in your information, something like this. This template is one that I've used over and over and over again. I love it. So it's very, very simple, right? My website is hosted by Easy Agent Pro. So they have put in their logo, but you would just click on it and replace it with your logo. You would write in what is the headline of the thing that you are offering them. So the ultimate guide to buying your first home in Tucson, you're going to replace that with whatever you want to call it. And then they've got a little paragraph that's already written for you. You can leave it just like that, or you can modify it a little bit. And then what I like to do is replace the cover with the actual cover of my document. So in my 24 guides that I have, if I open them in Canva, I just download page 1 of the guide as a JPEG or as a PNG. And then I download the entire thing as a PDF. So I can upload the cover as a photo right here on this page. And then when they click the button, they have to fill out the form. So you can ask for as much or as little information as you want to, but let me caution you that the more you ask for, the more friction there is, the less likely they're going to fill out the form. So I ask for their name, I ask for their email address, because if they don't give me their email, I can't follow up with them. I don't make phone number mandatory. I usually make it optional, but you don't have to ask for it at all. I like to, because if they give you your phone number, now you can call them and text them. So why not ask, especially if it's optional? If they don't want to, they won't do it. And then you could put in an extra question like this. You don't have to, but I find that this one is very non-threatening and people always fill it out. So how soon are you looking to move? They'll say 3 months, next year, 5 years from now. They'll put something in. And then when they hit, let's do this, or you can change that verbiage so it would say whatever you want it to say. When they fill out that form, you get that email that says you have a new lead, and it gives you all of the information that they filled out. And then you also get them to go into your CRM, and now it can automatically follow up with them. So you want an email to go out immediately that says, thank you so much for requesting that thing. Here it is. Because if you have to send it to them manually, don't do that. You are now the bottleneck. You are the one holding things up. You do not want that. You want the CRM that you have, that you're paying good money for, to actually do some work for you. And it will deliver this guide and send them a nice little email. Thank you so much. When are you thinking about moving? That's it. Just a short and sweet email. And then the next day it sends them another email. And the next day it sends them another email. And if you get their phone number, by all means, pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, I saw that you downloaded my guide. When are you thinking of moving? What's bringing you to town? How come you're planning to sell? You can ask them anything that you want. And if they found you from a video, it works exceptionally well, because now they feel like they know you. When they're talking to you on the phone, but they've been watching you on video, it's like they're talking to a movie star. It's kind of ridiculous that they get so excited to talk to you, but it's pretty awesome because it makes for the easiest conversation you've ever had in the world. It is so different from cold calling a stranger who does not want to talk to you. They do not want to share any information at all, to calling somebody and you say, hey, you downloaded my guide. What's up? And they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you. I watched all of your videos. You're famous. This is crazy. And they are so excited to tell you their whole life story that you can't take notes fast enough. You are scribbling like crazy. You are typing like a mad woman. And they are telling you everything that you would ever want to know. It's pretty amazing. So this system is so effective. I just want to encourage you that even if you're not super techie, you can 100% do it. Now, you're going to decide that you are done with the cold calling part, right? So you say, I don't ever want to do this again. I am tired of strangers yelling at me and swearing at me and calling me names and hanging up on me and making me feel about 2 inches tall. We're not going to do that anymore. Instead, we're going to do this. So take all of that time that you would have spent cold calling and instead decide you're going to build a funnel. I'm sure you have a website of some sort. If you don't, for crying out loud, go get like a MailChimp landing page. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. It just needs to be one page with your logo for compliance, with the title, with a description of what they're getting, with a picture of what they're getting, and the form that they fill out to give you their contact information. That's it. We need a CRM. And I've said this many, many times before. If you don't have a CRM, what are you waiting for? It is 2025. I worked for a CRM company in the year 2000 before I went into real estate. So I've known what a CRM was for 25 years, and I've been using one ever since then. I can't believe that people are still not using them. It will make your life so much easier. And if you have one and you just never use it because it's complicated or you're not really sure what to do yourself a favor. Spend 20 minutes a day watching some tutorials and learn how to use that thing. Because if you have it and you're paying for it, or even if your brokerage gives it to you for free, learn how to use it. It will make your life so much simpler. So then we've got our free guide that we've made in Canva or however it is you want to make it. We've made the landing page. We're going to write a follow-up sequence, and it doesn't have to be long. It needs to be one email that says, here is the thing that you requested. Feel free to download it right now. You can attach it as a PDF as an attachment, or you could link to Dropbox or link to Google Drive where they would just download it themselves. I would send them the email again the next day. Hey, I sent that to you yesterday. What questions do you have? Put the link in one more time. I would send them a minimum of 12 emails just because people don't open every email that you send. And let's get in front of them as many times as we can. So will it take a little bit of time to write 12 emails? Yes, it won't take that long. I know you're using ChatGPT. That's awesome. As long as it sounds like you and it doesn't sound like a robot wrote it, that will be fine, and get that all set up. And then we have to figure out, how are we going to promote this thing? How are we going to let people know that it's available? I love YouTube. I think YouTube is an amazing way to get in front of your ideal prospects. When I stopped cold calling, my only method of prospecting was making YouTube videos. And I made one video a week for years and years and years. I ended up forming a team of 8 agents plus me. And all we did was make YouTube videos. And we got crazy amounts of leads every single week, over and over and over again. It was amazing. So if you want it to be YouTube, great. If you want it to be Instagram or Facebook or any other platform, that's fine. I really don't care what it is. Just choose your platform and then talk about the topic. So let's say that it was that guide of 10 creative ways to come up with the down payment to buy your first investment property. You make a post or a video where you're talking about buying your first investment property. And maybe you talk about the Burr method. I remember when I first heard about the Burr method on the Bigger Pockets podcast, I was like, what? Where has this been all my life? How did I not know this? And so I bought my first investment property. We renovated it. We refinanced it. We rented it out. We pulled the money out, and then we used that to buy the next program or the next property, and was like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Why does not everybody know what the Burr method is? So maybe you make a video talking about the Burr method. And then you say, so now that you know how it all works, you're probably saying, okay, but where's that down payment going to come from? Well, I've got a guide for you, 10 creative ways to come up with the money for the down payment. I'll put the link down below. Go ahead and download that anytime. So you're making a piece of content on the topic that they're interested in. And then your offer is, hey, I've got this free thing. It's really super helpful. Did I mention it's free? You should go get it. And because they are getting to know you from your videos, they are going to be much more likely to download that thing. It's so simple. And then you do it over and over and over again. You don't only have to make one video. You could wait and then make another video a couple weeks later. You could post on Facebook and then you could post on Instagram. You could post on LinkedIn and you could make a YouTube live stream. You can post about it on multiple platforms in multiple different ways over time, and you can repeat it. You could post about it today, and then 6 months from now, you could do it again. So you're just going to let it run. And the more arrows you have pointing to this landing page, the more opportunities you have to have it be found, right? If I make one post about it, I never mention it again, the only people who will ever fill out that form are the people that saw that post probably in the first couple of days, especially if it's on Instagram or Facebook. You post about it, but then it's like gone forever a couple of days later. If you make a video about it on YouTube, people will find it for months and years to come because of the evergreen nature of the platform. But it's still only one video. If you do it multiple times, now you got lots of traffic going to that page and you will get leads from it. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years from now. I get leads in my inbox all the time from videos I made in 2017 with a landing page, a lead magnet that I made back then. We're talking 7, 8 years ago. Crazy. So you don't need to build 10 funnels. Just make one and one piece of content. And then next week, make another piece of content for a different platform. And then maybe do a post. And you know that you can repurpose stuff. If you make the post for Facebook, you could also share that on Instagram and just slightly change it up. And then you could make a video saying what you said in the post, only now it's a video version of it. You can do this over and over and over again, and it will completely transform your business. So if you want to learn how to build this whole funnel, I've got a checklist for you. Just comment "no calls" down in the comments, and then I will send you the link so that you can download it, and I'll show you exactly how I set mine up.